Hey, Patrick!
Huh?
Hey!
What?
Hey, you know it's been 6 years since we put out our first video?
What?
I said it's been 6 years since we published our first video!
I can't. What? What did you say?
He said it's been 6 years since his last video!
It hasn't been 6 years since our last video.
What's up, YouTube? Thought we were dead, you wished we were dead, but we're not.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Patty Wap.
If you're vibing along with us, call out to those filmmakers out there, give them a couple tips.
This is 10 ways to make your quarantine body the best body you've ever had. First step, you gotta be eating healthy all day long. That means you wake up, you eat some.
Second step, like this video and definitely comment about why you like this video.
Third step, do some push-ups while you're watching it. You know, get some exercise, eat some carrots.
Keep away your lifetime. Can you guys be real for a second?
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you shape up, please? In this video, we're going to be talking about 10 tips that we've learned over 6 years of filmmaking. Going from knowing absolutely nothing about filmmaking to knowing absolutely nothing. A little bit. What do we know?
Yeah,
Do we know
a little
stuff?
bit. We know
a little bit.
Let's find out.
Let's just get to it.
All right, our first tip for you today is overshoot everything. You never get home from a shoot, load up your SD card into your computer and watch your footage and say, wow, I wish I had gotten less coverage. The absolute worst feeling in the world is realizing you didn't get a second take of a really, really important shot and you're just stuck with a take you don't like. So even if it means taking a few extra minutes or even an extra hour, get some extra coverage on set and really help yourself out in the editing room.
Communication is key. When setting up a shot, there's a lot of details that need to be nailed down. Everyone on the crew has a specific job they need to do, and it can definitely get overwhelming at times. In order to make it work, you need to be able to communicate with your team members. For example, a boom operator, like me, needs to be able to communicate with the cinematographer about the framing of the shot so I know the ideal location for the mic. If I'm not able to communicate with the other crew members, it will probably lead to big problems like corrupted audio or bad takes. So do yourself a favor and take a Communication 101 class at your local community college.
Don't underestimate the power of sound effects. Listen to these two shots side by side. Yeah, sound effects are everything. They're the X factor that brings your Frankenstein scene to life. In the first clip, there's simply a gunshot sound effect added over, and it doesn't sound very convincing. In the second, however, there are at least 4 effects carefully layered. First, the click of the hammer, then the explosion of gunpowder, the sound of lead hitting wood, and the sound of casing hitting the ground. All of these together happen so fast and in the right sequence that your brain says, oh yeah, gunshot, when totally nothing.
Blank walls are your enemy, or why set design is incredibly important. One of the easiest ways to add some character to your film is to think about your set design. For a lot of new filmmakers, set design isn't even considered, and a huge opportunity to add depth to your film is missed. Set design can be as simple as adding a picture to a wall, or covering a blank space, adding some depth to a scene. One thing you should try to avoid at all costs is having blank walls in your shot. Apart from being kinda lazy, it also is just a missed opportunity. Take, for instance, this scene from our film All Hail, set in the commissioner's office. Almost every wall is completely blank, and it makes the set and scene feel totally flat and authentic, like it's taking place in an alternate reality where the police commissioner hates interior design.
It's never as fun as the BTS looks. You may be thinking, wow, Anastasia, way to kill the mood. But listen up, everyone's seen those BTS promo videos where everyone's laughing, everyone's having fun.
In the flesh.
But let's be real. There are days when you're shooting and it's 10 degrees out, you can't feel your toes, you can't feel your fingers, or it's so hot you feel like you're in a sauna. What you need to realize is that being a filmmaker means you'll find yourself in some pretty uncomfortable situations, but it's your job just to keep moving sometimes.
Friendly message from Bernie Sanders. Vote for him, get out there, get your free health care. This video is not sponsored by him, but I wish it was. Bernie, if you're watching, please
What's
sponsor
up?
my
It's your boy. Let the complexity excite you. From lights, camera, to action, there are so many things that you need to get right to make a scene work. But don't let that scare you. let it excite you. Let it drive your creative process. Because each of those choices you make is a part of your creative process. Imagine you're shooting a gang-on-gang execution scene. Where do you even start? What's your location? How do you light your scene? How many extras do you need? Heck, what props do you even bring? Instead of letting these individual things overwhelm you, embrace each one of them as a part of your filmmaking vision.
Plan everything, but also be ready to ditch your plan if you have to. Filmmaking is really, really complicated. There are so many moving parts and so many things that can go wrong on your set. So help yourself out and plan everything in advance. And I mean everything. Make up shot lists, make up call sheets. If you can, get an assistant director to help with the logistical stuff. It took us a really, really long time to learn this tip. You know, for most of our earliest stuff, we would just show up on a location and wing it, leading to inevitable reshoots and making projects take way, way longer than they should have. However, this doesn't mean you should stick to your plan like it's doctrine. Say, for instance, one of your actors or your director of photography comes up with a really amazing, brilliant, spur-of-the-moment idea on set. Take a moment to explore those options. Doesn't matter if it's not in the plan. If it's a great idea, it's a great idea. For example, take the scene from our film, Let Me Forget, where our lead actress changed the blocking of the scene so that she leaned up against the headstone instead of standing in front of it. It's a really, really simple, small change, but it gives the scene much needed emotional intensity.
Set deadlines for yourself. Deadlines are super important for filmmakers and artists in general. It is so easy to lose sight of your goals and lose your drive to finish a project. But if you make a timeline and really stick to it, you'll be amazed by how much you can accomplish. Because let's be honest, sometimes you really feel like giving up instead of problem solving and persevering. But you gotta remember that it always feels better to stick with a project until the very end. So set some deadlines for yourself, hold yourself accountable, and achieve great things.
Our next tip for you is take yourself very, very seriously. As a young artist, it can be incredibly scary to make something and put it out into the world. There are so many reasons to just not take the first step, from budget concerns, to general ignorance, to the fear of just looking silly. One way to help yourself is taking yourself and your art very, very seriously.
So this is my question. So Thine is the Kingdom is it's from the Bible, actually, but we're quoting it from a poem called The Hollow Man by T.S. Eliot. It's referencing...
That was a lot deeper than I was expecting.
Treat your project like it's the most important thing in the world, even though it's probably not. If you put yourself in that mindset, not only will you push through all the difficulties that arise during production, but it will also help you develop new skills and relationships along the way as you solve problems that come up.
But don't take yourself too seriously. If you're taking yourself too seriously, you close the door to learning new things. It's so important to realize that there is so much to learn from others, and there is always so much room for improvement. And guess what? Maybe that means you aren't the best just yet. So welcome criticism and be ready to revise how you approach your creative process. For example, we had no idea what we were doing when we thought that writing 3 fight scenes into one of our first scripts was a good idea. Or that showing up to those fight scenes, not having choreographed a single motion, wasn't good either. From the heart, the biggest tip I can possibly give to new filmmakers is find somebody who's gonna force you to do what you don't wanna do. Get up, write something, shoot something, go out when it's cold, hot, edit late into the night. Find somebody who will push you to do the things you know you really wanna do, but definitely don't wanna do right now.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Do us a huge favor, and if you can, leave a like, maybe share some of our old videos, like the first ones we made that are really embarrassing. That'll really help us out. Alright, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye!
Is you okay? Patrick? Did the lights get to you?